about the holiday season, it snowed. This is winter, I guess, but like it snowed how many inches by you? It was like 8 by us.
It was like to the top of my rain boot, maybe a little bit less. So however much that is.
Hello, and welcome back to Winding Waves. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Karen.
And this is episode 3. And today our idea is that we're going to be talking about the holidays and the holiday season, because that's where we're at right now while we're recording this. So we thought it would be interesting just to kind of talk about it. We, again, have no plan. So we're just going to chat back and forth and see where this goes.
So holidays. Do you want to talk about, like... like the Christmas season holidays?
Okay, I think first we should say we are half Jewish, half Christmas celebrators. I don't know what. Protestant?
Okay, well, everyone would say technically you're Jewish because your mom is Jewish.
Yeah.
But
we've grown up doing half and half.
You can really just choose whatever you want.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I agree.
And I do like that we do both. So we have somewhat education of both.
Mm-hmm. So we have a menorah in our window and also a Christmas tree. So people are probably are confused when they drive past.
A lot of people are similar.
You think?
Not a lot, but I do feel like there are other families.
Yeah, I think I know like one or two. But I think it gives us an interesting view of everything, I guess, of holidays. I don't know.
You have an education on all of them.
Yeah.
Versus just one.
Yeah. But I think that's just a little disclaimer to know like where we're coming from when we're talking about this holiday season.
And I mean, like, we don't follow all of the...
We celebrate the holiday. We celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas.
Yes, but I mean, like,
in the
we
sense
don't
of
do, like...
The religious...
Like on Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah, any of those, we don't, like... We don't do, like, fasting. We also don't really go
There's
to
a word
church
for that.
Or temple or anything else. It's just, like, it's, like, practicing...
Yeah. Sort of.
Something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're really uneducated.
We shouldn't be talking about this.
Anyway, so yeah, just a disclaimer. That's what we celebrate this time of year.
In here.
I just noticed that.
I'll turn it on.
Did we always have it on?
Yes.
Okay. It's a little...
Well, the snow. There's a lot of snow outside,
yeah.
So I think it was reflecting a lot of the light that we didn't notice. But
yeah, that's one thing about the holiday season. It snowed. This is winter, I guess, but like it snowed how many inches by you? It was like 8 by us.
It was like to the top of my rain boot, maybe a little bit less. So however much that is. That's a general size.
Rain boots come in all different sizes.
Okay, well, like the halfway through your shin size.
Okay.
Like, or maybe more. Like here.
That's a decent amount. It's like a foot.
But a shin.
Oh my God. But a shin. Yeah, it snowed, so we had to shovel a lot.
I'm sore.
Which I think that is one thing I don't enjoy about the holiday season.
Sorry, I started yawning.
That's okay.
But I do like that there is snow, and I kind of hope it's still here on Christmas. But I kind of don't think... I'm not sure. It might be like that dirty snow where like it's almost gone.
Yeah, I hate that.
And just looks gross.
Because
that's like a week from now.
Yeah.
Less than a week from now.
It is a week from now.
I don't have all the presents that I probably should have.
Did you not order any, or they're
Everything
just not
is
here yet?
That I've ordered. Okay, besides the present I got for you that is shipping to your house. That didn't ship yet, but we'll see.
It's coming straight to us? Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna.
Yeah, that's one thing our family has gotten. Now that we're adults, I feel like things changed where we know what we're getting for Christmas with most of our gifts.
I don't want to know, and I hate it.
I don't mind it because I know I'm getting things that I want or I need. You know what I mean? But I definitely, like, to have a surprise or two so that I don't know everything that I'm opening.
But I just don't like I know it's people trying to get you useful things that you're going to use, but like buying Post-its and like chapstick, like it's just not like, then you know what you're getting and there is no like surprise.
Yeah.
You should be able to like get a gift for the person
Without them knowing. Well, we used to do it in our family.
And I don't mean like 100 gifts, but like
one or two.
Just something.
Yeah. Well, we used to do, so this year's obviously very different because of COVID and everything going on. So our whole family usually gets together on our dad's side.
Shout out Bro Down Productions podcast.
Anyway,
okay, fine. Just trying to promote people.
I appreciate that, and I'm sure Tim will appreciate it as well. But you interrupted my train of thought. So usually our whole dad side of our family gets together for Christmas with like our grandma, and we celebrate together in one of our households. But obviously with the pandemic going on, everyone's kind of sticking to their own household and their own like immediate family this year. So usually we do Secret Santa between all of us, and we're not doing that this year. So usually there's like an element of surprise in that gift that you're getting. Of like who it's from, and then you have to guess, and that I think since we've been doing that, that's made Christmas a lot more
yes
fun.
There's always like that surprise.
Yeah,
and
you're
even
like,
then like I know you gave ideas for like a gift, but
you never know if they're gonna.
You don't know if they're gonna get that, and I feel like all the gifts I've gotten were very thoughtful and like useful, and I think everyone does put a lot of effort into it. Like
yeah,
last year I got like a huge set of like every type of baking sheet, pan for cakes, muffins, not drying rack.
I thought you were gonna
cooling rack, just like everything.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, I don't even know what I've gotten, honestly. I've discovered lately that I have a bad memory. Danny has attested to that I have a bad memory. So, but yeah, I think it's been spiced up our Christmas a little bit because it made it more.
I don't think like everyone needs to get a gift for everyone. Like it just becomes excessive. Like even with the 4 of us and Joe and Danny, it's just like I don't need to get everyone.
I don't get Joe a gift. Sorry, Joe.
Well, I don't get Danny a gift either, but it's just like nobody
gets to be too
nobody
much.
Like needs things anymore. And now honestly our family tries to do, I feel like that's kind of like a tradition,
activity.
Like do things. So like that's another thing. So like Hanukkah, you're supposed to get a present every single night.
Yeah.
We've never done that. Maybe something like
we used to get
small.
like the gelt, like the chocolate, and that's
and like a dreidel, like something small. But then we would plan to do something, like go on a hike or go somewhere, which like realistically you can't do much.
I feel like when we were
now,
younger, we used to go to the city.
Yeah, like do things.
Yeah, which I feel like it's more, as an adult, it's more valuable and enjoyable
like
than
I
like
love sweaters. I love socks.
Than like like the same gift that you would get every year. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I was on top of my game this year with Christmas presents. I was like ordering online months ago, so I have everything. It's wrapped, it's under the tree, ready to go. Not to say that like they're great. They're great presents, but I feel like it's stuff that everybody wants or is going to use. So, I'm hoping my efforts were worth it.
Yeah, I didn't. There wasn't enough. I just didn't know. Like, my mind was just not creative.
I think it's also hard because you can't, like, go into you could, but, like, to be safe, you don't want to go into a store and just, like, browse for somebody. Like, you're online doing that. I'd rather just,
like, have an idea.
Yeah.
Of it before just, like, walking around.
Yeah. Anyway, one of my favorite... How many times am I going to say anyway?
Anyways.
Anyway.
Is it anyway or anyways?
Anyways. I don't think anyways is a word. I think that's like slang. Anyway.
Okay.
My favorite part of any holiday that we celebrate is two parts. One part is being together with the family, and second is the food.
Is what?
The food.
Oh, I didn't hear you. My hands were like in my ears.
Why are your hands in your ears?
They were like my earrings, and I'm itchy, and like. Do I have two of the same earring? Is the second one smaller on both ears?
They all look the same.
Okay.
Like, exactly.
No, they're like slightly smaller.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
Can you tell this was unplanned?
The food, but like.
This year, we're in charge of the meal. Usually, it's my mom if she's hosting. Excuse me. Or
this whole episode's gonna be me yawning. Like, I just can't stop yawning.
It's okay. It was a snow day yesterday. You had to shovel. Or watch Joe shovel. I don't know.
I did shovel.
Karen. Keep interrupting me. This is terrible.
Okay, Mama normally cooks.
If she's hosting, yes. Okay. Or if we're hosting
But nobody's like hosting it. So now it's like.
We took charge. So it's going to be interesting this year.
But I want to make like for real stuff. Like the ham, we can just make a ham. But like the scalloped potatoes, I don't want to be like these people in ShopRite I saw that just bought like 80 boxes of it off the shelf. Like I want to try to make it
fresh,
like
homemade.
for real. Like potatoes, cheese.
I was going to say elaborate on what for real means.
Like actual potatoes. Like cut up potatoes, put the cheese, whatever else has to go in there besides just getting the box.
Interesting. Okay. I'm here for it.
I can't stop. I could just literally take a nap right now.
Oh my gosh.
And then we were gonna have ham.
Mm-hmm. You said that.
Mm-hmm. Applesauce. I'm not sure. Like we have a jar of applesauce, but like we could also just like make the applesauce. Oh my god! I just got so tired. My eyes.
Anybody that is watching this on the video can just see Karen is slowly just like falling asleep in her
it's
chair.
Just, like squinting into the snow. It's very bright.
It is.
And
it is.
I don't do caffeine, so like
sleepy.
Just I probably just need more water.
Anyway, another thing, because I feel like we could talk about food for a while, and I'm gonna. Okay, bye, Karen. Just get up and leave. That's fine. Oh my god. Okay. Have a holly jolly Christmas.
Forget it. We're just putting out a Christmas album.
We just had a quick intermission for ourselves, not for you guys, but we came back and we were going to start talking, and instead we are
sound effects.
Doing sound effects.
Okay. Are we done? Are you had enough of talking about Christmas?
We can move on. What do you want to talk about?
New Year's.
Okay.
New Year's.
What about it?
Eve.
What about it? I feel like this is an important New Year's because...
That's what I was about to say.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Okay. But it's like everyone says, like, oh, January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I could just say, like, December 26th. And, like, that could be, like, a start of something new. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't have to be January 1st. But...
this could be the start.
I feel new. As though...
feels so
this year might be good because everyone wants 2020 when 2020 to be over and 2021 to begin, so it's like a new year. But like, are things really going to be different in
that's the
2
thing.
weeks?
My thing is though, I feel like 2019 I feel like in 2019, people were like, oh, this year sucks. And
it's
then
every year. Every single year.
And then New Year's was coming and everybody was like, 2020 is going to be the best year ever. And then the complete opposite happened.
Again, like I don't
shit
think
hit
this
the
year
fan.
was the worst year. We'll talk about this another time.
You don't think this was the worst year?
I think a lot of good things did happen.
I mean, for you.
We'll talk about it.
We're going to be talking about that in another episode. But
I do feel like there was... good. There was definitely bad, but there was good.
We'll talk about that.
The idea of January 1st, I guess, is a good place for people to just, like, mentally be like, okay, let's go to the gym for 2 weeks and then give up.
I just think, I feel like people are going to put a lot more emphasis than normal on New Year's this year and, like, put 2020 behind us. But going into really 2020, like, COVID-19 is still going to be a thing.
You're going to bring a lot of 2020
with you
into 2021. Like, you can't just leave it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Things aren't going to change. It's going to be a similar
It's just, I feel like it gives
world.
People, like, that kick of, like, a mindset change.
Which is fine. That's great.
Which is what people probably need at this time of the world. Time of the world? That's not it. That's not it.
Life.
Time of life. Time of whatever's going on.
Okay, another thing I could talk about New Year's is I feel like there's always so much, like, pressure of, like, you need to have, like, big plans. Like, it needs
like
to
resolutions
be, like,
or
no, like, plans. Like,
for the
what
next
you're
year?
Doing on the night of New Year's Eve.
Okay, I was
like,
not following
like
that.
Like, a big thing. Like, it's just always, like, everyone always wants, like...
A party.
I don't even know what we've done.
Last year, the past couple of years, we've ended up staying home because I suck and don't like going anywhere.
I think the last year we just sat at, like, friend's house and we all just, like, made fun of people on, like, the New Year's Eve
show. Rockin' whatever.
But, like, that was fine because it was, like, our closest friends. And we just kind of hung out. And I feel like it generally ends up being like that every year. Like, just, like, our friends hanging out.
Nothing, like, crazy.
Everyone barely making it to midnight.
Yeah, I don't think I stayed up till midnight last year. I'm not sure if I'm an 85-year-old woman or a 26-year-old woman. Not sure.
My favorite New Year's Eve that I don't know if it was my favorite. But, like, a fun New Year's Eve that I had was we were in Arizona.
Ooh.
And we went with Adam and his girlfriend at the time to, I guess it's the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. Right outside they have, like, a bunch of bars. So we kind of just went to those, which was kind of cool. Just, like, be away and be somewhere.
In a different place.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes me think, like, I feel like one of my, I don't know if it was, like, my top favorite, but in that realm, I feel like the year that me and Danny were in England visiting his family for New Year's, for Christmas, and we were there for New Year's, was interesting just because we got to see, like, I got to see, because he's obviously lived there for years, but, like, we turn on the TV at New Year's Eve or New Year's Eve parties to watch the ball drop in New York City, and they watch something in, like, fireworks and stuff in London or wherever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's, like, a different idea, and it's like, what, you don't watch the New York City ball drop? Like, it was just, like, so interesting. Do they have,
like, the same idea of, like, a ball dropping, or it's just, like, a celebration?
I think they have a celebration. I know there were fireworks, but I feel like they have a ball dropping, but I could be making that up just because I'm mixing my American and British New Year's together. But it was just interesting because they would, like, put the TV on and it was, like, Big Ben in, like, London. And I'm like...
Interesting.
I'm like, wait, what? Not everyone in the world watches New York City?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm, like, trying to think about, like, in Arizona, what were we watching?
New York City.
At midnight.
Probably New York City.
Why? It's not the same time. There's a time difference.
Oh. Like a... like a replay of it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm sure they do something in, like, California, but
do
also...
you see how stuck in, like, our little New Jersey bubble we can be?
We?
Me?
But yes.
At least. But, like, yeah, I think it was so interesting.
It's a different, like, how things are done. Well, Arizona also, not sure if this is true, but I'm pretty sure, they don't do daylight savings.
Yeah, they don't.
So, like, sometimes they're not aligned with, like, California's time. So it's not like they could do what California's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting because we are so used to, like, what we do here, and then when you go to a different area and celebrate it there, I think that's just so eye-opening and like interesting to see how other people do things.
But that's also like holidays. So even like Joe's family does things that are different.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, yeah, like they have certain traditions and eat certain things that like we would never eat or like do.
Yeah.
They're just like different.
That is true. So it could be like house to house.
Yeah, because everyone has their own. I have nothing to say.
I think we are learning. It's episode 3 now, and I think we're learning we need to make notes.
Yeah.
So I think our next episode is going to be much more organized in that sense. Let's
so like
put that out into the universe.
Like just have like topics.
Yeah.
Inside the topics.
I feel like this is a good topic talking about holiday season, but like.
What about it?
Yeah. So this year for Christmas, we actually decided that we're going to have a challenge.
Bake Off.
A
breakfast.
Great American breakfast bake off. And we are. Why did I just like challenge cinnamon roll challenge.
We decided that so since we're not going to be in the same homes and my dad was going to cook like a really nice breakfast and we won't be there in time, that we would have a competition of who could make like a breakfast item, because we're going to have to make it for ourselves in our own homes. But then
not a breakfast item, we chose cinnamon rolls.
When we meet up, I know, but we were deciding it had to be a breakfast item.
Oh, okay.
And then we would bring it to Daddy.
Spit it out.
He could be the judge.
Yeah.
So we decided cinnamon rolls.
There we go.
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon
and I mean
rolls.
like from scratch. Like you can't just go buy the Pillsbury ones and like put them in a container, because that would be sneaky.
So I found a top secret recipe. I can tell you guys about it next time, but I can't talk about it now because Karen's my competition. But I found a top secret recipe and it's going to be so good. And I'm just winging it the day before or the day of.
She doesn't realize it's hard to make cinnamon rolls. I've
done my research and I've asked friends who have made cinnamon rolls.
Is that Kelly?
How they've done it. And theirs come out good. So I trust them. And I trust the recipe I found. And mine are going to win.
You mean you and Danny. Danny has to help.
Okay. He will help.
Okay, Joe just like really wants to be involved. That's the problem.
Danny will help by sleeping because he's not going to be awake while I'm doing this. Unless I do it the night before, then I'll get him in on it.
So we attempted, I already told Amanda this, but I shouldn't have. We attempted to make them for the first time. But okay, this was the problem. Joe found one recipe and I thought we were following that one. Then all of a sudden he was like, oh, nope, we're following this one. And I was like, you can't just like change up.
You can't combine.
Like combine. I don't know. So we made the cinnamon rolls. I also think we left them in the oven too long because they ended up being hard. Like,
I'm gonna win.
Like, hard as a rock. They looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I found a new recipe. I'm trying to decide if maybe I should, like, test it, like, this weekend. But I also, like, it's a lot of butter. It's a lot of yeast.
Where are you getting all these ingredients?
So, I need more butter. Like, I'm not going to go to the store today, just get butter. What if all the butter's out and there's no more butter?
I'll let you know when I go. Because I'm going to buy it all. Yeah, me and Danny have become obsessed with cinnamon rolls, so I'm super excited, and I really, really hope the recipe I found comes out good.
Ours is going to be great. I'm so excited. Like, there's so many little things that I learned. Like, I watched so many YouTube videos that, like...
I've watched one YouTube video.
We watched, like, so many.
Who did you watch?
Can't tell you.
What letter does their name start with?
I don't even know.
Is it a boy or a girl?
It was a woman.
Okay.
But I've seen plenty.
Okay.
It's not the same one as yours.
How do you know?
I don't know. But I feel like it's not.
It's probably not. I'm too cool for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, in our next episode, we'll have to let you know how that competition comes out. Or you could follow us on Instagram and...
We gotta take some pics.
we'll have pictures of both of ours, and whoever wins, we'll say who wins.
Maybe we should like post it, and then we'll do like a whose is better. But make sure you put the numbers on the correct side of the screen so they like orient with whatever photo it is. They were like backwards, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it was confusing.
Yep.
I obviously knew which one was yours.
Okay, let me let you guys know what we're talking about. For those of you who are listening and don't know, but like I'm sure you do because hello, Mom, Dad, Lila, Danny, what's up? But for anyone else, thank you for listening. And what Karen's talking about is last week, Lila, who is one of my best friends, and I and our husbands made... Why am I, like, my brain... I feel like I'm talking like Siri. Like, my brain is just not processing words.
You're talking like you had the headphones on, and it's like, you can't...
It's like one word at a time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were making gingerbread houses with the kits that you get at the store. And then on Instagram, we posted both of our houses as like a competition, me and Lila, to see whose house won. And I posted it with my house on the left and hers on the right. And mine, we had decided hers was going to be number 1 and mine was going to be number 2. So on mine, it was like 2 on the left and 1 on the right, which I know is just backwards, but I just assumed that people read numbers.
I assumed left to right, that 1 would be on the left and 2 would be on the right.
So all the votes came in and Lila's house won, but in theory, I think it's because everybody really wanted to vote for mine, but they voted for 1 on mine. Yeah, because they thought it was mine, but it was really hers. But it's okay.
Yeah. Because I voted wrong.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, this one's Amanda and Danny's. I'm going to vote for theirs.
I told Daddy to vote, and I saw that he didn't vote, and he said he was going to. And the next day he said, I couldn't figure out how to. On Instagram with, like, the poll button. But, yeah, so this time I'll make sure not to do that. Follow us at Winding Waves on Instagram. It'll be up and running.
And that's Waves, WAYVE.
Yes. Winding Waves. If you're listening to this podcast, you will see the name somewhere on the podcast.
Sure.
But anyway, stop it, Amanda. Anyway.
I had a teacher once in college that used to say, I digress. A lot, so like he would get off topic and talk about something and be like, okay, I digress.
Ew,
and then he would get back into
that's like okay
once
or twice.
No, like all 3-hour class.
Holy moly.
And it was like I don't think it was business statistics, it was like some businessy class, and he would just this has nothing to do with
digress back to cinnamon rolls.
And I digress.
So we're really excited for our cinnamon roll competition.
This is going well.
I can't take you anywhere. I can't. We're doing great. Like, why?
You're doing great, sweetie.
Sweetie, be confident. You're doing great. So our cinnamon roll competition is going to be amazing, and I'm going to win, and we'll let you know.
It's not fair. You're saying I'm. This is a we. This is we. This is you and Danny versus me and Joe.
Let me rephrase. We are going to win. Danny and
something.
I. Okay, he will. He'll ice them. No, he'll on it. He likes baking. Okay. He'll help me.
I know.
Or will he? Was that a wink?
No.
I tried.
It's not fair because Joe likes to bake. So then, like, his opinion and my opinion, there's all these opinions. So then sometimes it's just like...
It turns out to be hard cinnamon rolls?
Yes.
Good luck with that. We're going to win. Anyway.
Are we done?
Anyway, I think this is going to be a shorter episode of Winding Waves, and I think we've learned quite a few lessons from this episode that next time...
this. Both of us.
Pretty sure I'm going to cut that out.
How are you going to cut that out? You do it every second.
I'm going to leave it in just for our viewers' enjoyment. A little... nose sniffle ASMR.
If you made it this far, let us know.
Yeah, if you're still listening, let us know if you've noticed that I sniffle a lot. But yeah, What are you doing?
My shoulders.
Anyway, I digress. Anyway, oh! I can't stop. I can't.
So bad.
I can't stop. I can't. Okay, so I think that concludes our episode of Winding Waves. I'm Amanda.
Get it out.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Karen.
And thank you to anyone and everyone for listening to this episode of Winding Waves. We greatly appreciate it if you stuck through this entire episode that was about nothing. It's your turn.
Okay. And just make sure you dive in.
Thank you. Bye.
I just can't.
I can't
I wish you could have seen
stop.
your face. You were like, anyway.